Stop right where you are. Do not move your finger to scroll past this moment, for I have intercepted your path for a reason that your soul already understands. You may think this is just another video in an endless feed, a random suggestion by an algorithm, but I tell you truly, this is a divine appointment, a sacred collision between your exhaustion and my omnipotence. For too long, you have been wandering in a wilderness of your own thoughts, searching for a sign, a whisper, or a reason to keep going. I have heard your silent cries in the middle of the night when the world was quiet, but your mind was a storm of why and how. This message is not a suggestion, it is a summons. It is the direct answer to the prayer you were too tired to even speak. I am reaching through the noise of this digital world to grasp your hand and pull you into the light of my presence. This is the moment your trajectory changes forever. Listen to me now with the ears of your soul and the depth of your spirit. Do not treat these words as background music or a pleasant melody to temporarily soothe your anxiety. This is a weapon of light. This is a decree of deliverance. This is a heavenly mandate designed to shatter the ancient chains that have kept you stagnant and small. If you are feeling lost, if the road ahead looks like a blur of shadows and uncertainty, it is because you have allowed the spirit of doubt to take the steering wheel of your life for far too long. You have let what if become your compass and fear become your map, leading you in circles of weariness. But the era of wandering ends today. I am stripping away the lies you have believed about your limitations. This is not a time for passive listening. It is a time for spiritual warfare. Prepare yourself, for the truth I'm about to speak will demand a response from your spirit that will echo into your eternity. I am not a distant memory, a character in an old book, or a silent observer far removed from your pain. I am here. I am in the very room where you sit or stand at this exact second. I am in the rhythm of your heartbeat and the air that fills your lungs as you breathe. I am the God who knows the number of hairs on your head and the depth of the scars in your heart that no one else has seen. You are my chosen one, and I have come to reclaim every inch of the territory that the enemy has stolen from your peace and your joy. I saw you when you felt invisible, and I held you when you felt abandoned. Before I reveal the monumental blessing and the shift in your circumstances that I have prepared for you, I want you to acknowledge my presence. Do not be silent in the face of your Creator. Declare your readiness to receive what is yours. Type "I am here, Lord," or 7007 in the comments right now to open the gates of heaven and signal that your heart is a wide open vessel. This is your first act of faith in this encounter. As you step into this sacred space with me, join this family of believers who have chosen to walk in my light and my authority. Press the like button right now as a physical sign of your spiritual agreement with the words I am speaking into your life. When you like this message, you are not just interacting with a screen. You are signaling to the heavens that you agree with my perfect plan for your destiny. Agreement releases momentum, and momentum breaks the barriers that have held you back for years. Subscribe to this channel to anchor yourself in this daily rhythm of my voice and my protection. Let this be the place where your soul finds its compass every single day, far away from the distractions of the world. By joining this community, you are surrounding yourself with a shield of faith that the darkness cannot pierce. Do this now, my beloved child, and let us begin the holy work of transforming your doubt into a destiny that cannot be shaken. My beloved child, do not turn away, for the journey we have just begun leads to a horizon of restoration you have only dreamed of. If you stay with me until the final word of this message is spoken, I promise you a transformation that your physical senses will not be able to deny. First, I am bringing over you a divine peace that surpasses all understanding, a peace overhang that will act as a fortress around your emotions. This peace is not temporary. It is the atmosphere of my kingdom settling upon your household. I see how you have been gasping for air in the midst of anxiety, and I am here to tell you that the suffocating weight is being lifted. You will feel a supernatural calmness descend upon your shoulders, easing the tension you have carried like a heavy yoke for far too many seasons. This is my gift to you for your faithfulness in seeking my face this day. As my words continue to flow into your spirit, watch as the thick fog of confusion that has clouded your judgment begins to dissolve. This mental haze, this brain fog that has made every decision feel like a mountain, is being cleared away by the light of my truth. I am restoring your focus and sharpening your discernment. Your heart, which has felt heavy with the burdens of others and the disappointments of the past, will find a lightness it has not known in years. You will feel the knots in your chest begin to loosen as I pour the oil of my comfort into every hidden wound. The stagnation that has defined your recent months is being broken by the sheer force of my presence, and you will find your spirit rising with a new strength and a clearer vision. But there is more that awaits you at the end of this sacred time. I am going to give you a specific, unmistakable instruction for your next step, a divine direction that will cut through the noise of 1,000 conflicting opinions. You will no longer wonder which path to take, for my voice will be the lamp unto your feet. I'm also endowing you with a holy boldness, the strength to say no to the false whispers of the enemy and the suffocating expectations of the world. By the time this message concludes, you will no longer see yourself as a victim of hesitation or a prisoner of your own doubts. You will emerge as a bearer of my authority, walking with the confidence of one who knows they are led by the King of Kings. This is my promise to you, alignment authority, and an absolute end to the era of being lost. I see the way your body has become a map of the battles you are fighting in secret. You carry a weight upon your neck and shoulders that no human was designed to bear the crushing pressure of trying to figure everything out on your own. I have watched you toss and turn in the midnight hours, your eyes wide open in the dark as your mind spins in endless circles of what if and if only. Your heart races without cause, a sudden flutter of panic that leaves you breathless, as if you are running a race while standing still. These are not just physical ailments, my precious one. They are the alarms of a soul that has been forced to navigate by the cold light of doubt rather than the warmth of my presence. You feel a weariness that sleep cannot touch, a bone-deep exhaustion because you are fighting a spiritual war with flesh and blood too. Your mind has become a prison of worst-case scenarios. I see you paralyzed at the crossroads of a simple decision, overanalyzing every possible outcome until the opportunity has passed you by. You ask yourself, what if I fail? What if I'm not enough? What if God has forgotten me? This constant questioning has stolen your peace and left you feeling trapped, even when the doors are actually wide open. You look at your life and see a landscape of procrastination, not because you are lazy, but because you are afraid. You hide from the very people who could help you, pulling back into a shell of isolation because you feel misunderstood or judged. Your career feels like a treadmill where you are running but never arriving, and your relationships are fraying because you have no trust left to give, not even to yourself. You feel like you are perpetually behind, watching from the sidelines as others celebrate their milestones, while you remain stuck in a hidden season that feels like a sentence. You have started things only to abandon them when the first whisper of uncertainty arose. You find yourself scrolling through the lives of others, comparing your behind-the-scenes struggles to their highlight reels, allowing bitterness to take root in the space where my joy should be. Your creativity has dried up, replaced by a dull ache of someday that never comes. You have even begun to doubt my voice, wondering if my promises were just beautiful lies or meant for someone else, someone better than you. I see the tears you wipe away when the world isn't looking, the silent screams of a spirit that knows it was made for more than this hollow existence. But listen to me closely, my chosen one. These symptoms are not your identity. They do not define who you are, nor do they dictate where you are going. These signs of being led by doubt are merely signals, spiritual markers, telling you that you are trying to navigate a divine destiny with a broken map. You are not a failure because you feel these things. You are not broken beyond repair because your nervous system is on edge. You're simply in a state of misalignment. You have been listening to the voice of a stranger for so long that you have forgotten the sound of your father's whisper. I am here today to reclaim your narrative. These symptoms are the red lights on your dashboard telling you to pull over and let me take the lead. You are never meant to carry the world. You are meant to carry my spirit. Your journey is not over. It is being recalibrated right now. I want you to realize that the enemy has used these symptoms to make you believe that you are the problem, but the truth is that you are the prize. The very fact that you are feeling this intense friction is proof that you are moving against the current of the darkness. If you were not a threat to the kingdom of shadows, you would not be experiencing this level of opposition. The pressure you feel is the birth pains of a new level of authority. I am using this season of discomfort to make you fireproof. Do not agree with the guilt and do not agree with the shame. You are being built, not broken. You are becoming the person who can handle the weight of the blessing I'm about to pour out. Now take a deep breath and feel my peace beginning to settle into the marrow of your bones. The signal is changing and the path is clearing. My beloved child, it is time for us to reframe the narrative that the enemy has been whispering into your soul. You have been looking at your doubt as if it were a permanent wall, but I tell you today that doubt is nothing more than a pattern, a learned response from a past that I have already redeemed. It is a ghost of old wounds and a residue of voices that never had the authority to define you. You have been navigating by the light of your fears, but I am the good shepherd, and my light is now piercing through your shadows. I am not asking you to try harder or to find a way out on your own. I'm asking you to yield to the law of the shepherd. In my kingdom, the sheep do not need to know the entire map. They only need to know the voice of the one who leads them. Your confusion is not a sign that you are lost. It is a sign that you are being called to listen more closely to the whisper that says, "This is the way, walk in it." Listen to the weapon I am placing in your hands this day, a promise that is woven into the fabric of your destiny. I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my loving eye on you. Do you feel the weight of those words? My eye is not on your mistakes, and my eye is not on your shortcomings. My eye is fixed upon you with a gaze of unyielding love and strategic guidance. I am the potter, and you are the clay. I am the architect, and you are the masterpiece. This scripture is not just a verse, it is your anchor in the storm. When the waves of uncertainty rise, you must declare this truth that the Creator of the universe is personally committed to your direction. You no longer have to guess. You no longer have to stumble in the dark. I am your instruction, I am your teacher, and I am the one who holds the blueprint of your future. Before I lead you into the fire that will consume every obstacle in your path, you must make a move of divine agreement. This is the moment where your faith takes a physical form. Do not let this word just wash over you. Seal it into the atmosphere of your life. Type this now in the comments, divine direction. Overtake me. Do not see this as a mere comment. See it as a spiritual seal upon your soul. As you type these words, you are notifying the spirit realm that you have switched leadership. You are resigning from the position of being your own guide, and you are inviting my sovereign direction to flood your life. At the same time, tap the like button. This is not for a number, it is for momentum. This is your act of agreement with heaven. When you agree with my word, you release a spiritual force that moves mountains. Agreement releases momentum, and momentum is what will carry you through the gates of your breakthrough. Now prepare your spirit, for we are about to enter the 7 rounds of holy fire. I have designed a mechanism of deliverance that will go through 7 layers of your life to burn away everything that does not belong to your destiny. We are going to address the fog in your mind, the echoes of failure in your heart, the chains of anxiety, and the very biological records of fear in your cells. This is a season of intense purification and upgrading. You are not just being comforted, you are being weaponized. I'm taking you through the fire, not to harm you, but to make you fireproof. Each round will dismantle a different layer of the doubt that has held you back, leaving only the gold of your true identity. Stay focused, stay in my presence, and do not blink, for the shift you have been praying for is happening right here, right now. Lift up your eyes, my beloved child. For too long, you have been staring at the horizontal plane of your existence, measuring your worth by the height of the waves crashing against your boat. You have been so fixated on the wind and the shadows that you have forgotten who is standing on the water right in front of you. I am calling you now to a vertical alignment. Stop looking at the depth of the valley and start looking at the height of the mountain where my throne is established. When you focus on the problem grows. But when you focus on me, the problem shrinks into its true perspective, a grain of sand in the palm of my hand. I am the waymaker, the miracle worker, and the promise keeper. My gaze is fixed on your victory, and I need your gaze to be fixed on my face. The shift you seek does not begin with a change in your circumstances. It begins with a change in your focus. Look up, look into the eyes of the one who loves you with an everlasting love. Now I issue a divine decree over your very being. I speak directly to your weary nervous system, to every firing neuron and every racing thought that has kept you in a state of high alert. I command your mind, be still. I command the chatter of the enemy and the noise of your own insecurities to fall silent right now, in the name of the one who holds the keys to life and death. There is no room for chaos in my presence. I am the Prince of Peace, and I am claiming the territory of your mind as my own. You have lived in a state of fight or flight for far too long, and it has drained your spirit. But right now, my authority is overriding the alarms of your soul. I am quieting the storms that you thought would drown you. Receive this silence. Receive this stillness. It is not an empty silence. It is a holy silence filled with my strength and my restorative power. Can you feel it? The shift is no longer just a concept. It is becoming a physical reality within you. I want you to pay attention to your body in this moment. Notice how your shoulders, which have been hunched under the weight of an invisible world, are beginning to drop. The tension in your neck is dissolving under my touch. Take a deep, intentional breath. This is the breath of life. I am breathing into you. Feel your heart rate slowing down to match the rhythm of my heart. As your body relaxes, your spirit becomes a wide-open vessel, ready to receive the fire of the 7 rounds. This physical release is the evidence that you are letting go and letting me lead. You are no longer bracing for impact. You are resting in my arms. Stay in this posture of surrender. Do not rush. This stillness is your strength. You are now perfectly aligned, vertically connected to the source of all power, ready to enter the first round of your total liberation. My beloved child, we now enter the first round of holy fire, and I am targeting the thick, suffocating cloud that has settled over your mind. I see the mental fog that makes every thought feel heavy and every decision feel impossible. You have been living in a gray landscape where you cannot see the path beneath your feet, and the voices of the world have created a static noise that drowns out my whisper. This confusion is not of me, for I am not the author of confusion, but of peace. This fog was sent to make you wander in circles, to tire you out until you surrender to the darkness. But today, the sun of my righteousness is rising with healing in its wings to burn through every layer of that haze. I am addressing every borrowed idea, every lie you've inherited from your lineage, and every opinion of man that has crowded out my truth. The atmosphere of your mind is being reclaimed right now. I blow the breath of life, my very ruach, into the corridors of your intellect and the depths of your subconscious. I'm clearing away the debris of overthinking and the residue of sleepless nights. Every spirit of double-mindedness that has caused you to waver between two opinions must depart. I am separating the light from the darkness in your thoughts, just as I did at the dawn of creation. I see the complexity you have been trying to manage, and I am replacing it with the simplicity of my grace. You don't have to figure it all out. You only have to see the next step I have illuminated for you. My breath is moving through your mind like a holy wind, sweeping away the cobwebs of what if and the dust of uncertainty. Your mind is no longer a playground for the enemy's whispers. It is a sanctuary for my wisdom. Listen to my command and feel the authority of the heavens behind it. To every shadow of doubt, to every confusing voice, to every mental barrier that has obscured your vision, dissipate. 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 I command the clouds to part. I command the clarity of the Holy Spirit to flood your perception. The voices of your past, the criticisms of your peers, and the lies of the accuser are being silenced by the roar of my love. The confusion is melting like wax before the fire. You are being granted a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. No longer will you stumble in the gray. You will walk in the brilliant white light of my direction. The weight is lifting, and the horizon is finally becoming clear. I want you to experience the physical manifestation of this deliverance right now. Feel the coolness like a refreshing mountain breeze beginning to wash over your forehead. The heat of stress is leaving your brow. The tightness behind your eyes is releasing its grip. It is as if a veil is being pulled back from your sight, allowing you to see colors more vividly and thoughts more sharply. This coolness is the signature of my peace. Stay in this moment and let the fresh air of my kingdom fill the spaces where the fog used to reside. The path is no longer hidden. It is waiting for your footstep. It is done, sealed. My beloved child, we move now into the second round of my holy fire. I am reaching into the archives of your memory, into the hidden places where the echoes of past failures still ring like a discordant bell. I have seen you replay the scenes of your mistakes until they have become a cage for your potential. I have watched you look in the mirror and see only the person who fell, the person who lost the person who wasn't enough. You have allowed the residue of yesterday to color the possibilities of today, and it has made you hesitate at the very edge of your breakthrough. But I am the God of the second chance, and the third, and the 1,000th. I am the one who redeems every tear and every wrong turn. Today, I am going into the deepest folders of your soul to delete the files that the enemy has been using to blackmail your future. I officially revoke the authority of every no that has ever crushed your spirit. I cancel the record of every door that was shut in your face and every bridge that was burned. You are not a collection of your errors. You are a masterpiece in progress. I am taking the sting out of the memories that make you wince in the dark. I am dismantling the architecture of defeat that you have built in your mind. Hear my voice clearly. I am the God who makes all things new. I'm not looking at who you were. I'm looking at who I created you to be before the foundations of the world. The shame you have carried is a garment that no longer fits you. I'm stripping it away and clothing you in the robes of my righteousness and the armor of my strength. Now listen to my decree as I strike the shackles of your past. I cancel the residue. I dismantle the memory of defeat. I erase the footprints of failure from the path of your destiny. Right now, I'm severing the invisible threads that have kept you tethered to the version of yourself that didn't know my power. The old has gone, and the new is here. You are being born again into a season of triumph. I am taking the very things you were ashamed of and turning them into the credentials of your authority. The lessons you learned in the fire are now the weapons you will use to set others free. You are stepping out of the graveyard of your mistakes and into the garden of my purpose. I want you to feel the weight of this release. It is as if a heavy, rusted armor is falling off your body, piece by piece. Feel the lightness returning to your step. The air feels different because you are no longer breathing the dust of your past. The echoes are fading into a holy silence, and in that silence you can finally hear the sound of my applause. You're not starting over, you are starting from a place of victory. The records are clean. The slate is white. Your future is no longer a hostage to your history. It is done, sealed. My beloved child, we now step into the third round of my holy fire, and I am turning my gaze toward the chains of what if that have bound your heart to a future that does not exist. I see how the enemy has used your imagination as a torture chamber, painting vivid pictures of lack, abandonment, and disaster. You lie awake at night, projecting the worst-case scenarios, rehearsing a tragedy that I have never written for you. You have been tormented by questions that have no answers in the flesh. What if I lose everything? What if they leave me? What if I never recover? This spirit of anxiety has made you a prisoner of tomorrow before you could even enjoy the today I gave you. But I am the Alpha and the Omega, the one who is, who was, and who is to come. I am already standing in your future, and I tell you, it is not a place of darkness, it is a place of my provision. I am the great, I am not the great what if. Today, I am taking my holy fire to the scripts of fear you have been reading in your mind. Every dark prophecy that the world, the media, or your own insecurities have uttered over your tomorrow is being incinerated right now. I'm burning the blueprints of anxiety. I'm melting the shackles of worry that have restricted your breathing and tightened your pulse. I do not give you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. You have been preparing for a storm that I am not even allowing to reach your shores. Trust my timing and my sovereignty. If I clothe the lilies of the field and feed the birds of the air, will I not much more take care of you, O you of little faith? Let go of the need to control what has not yet happened and rest in the hands that hold the star. Listen to the sound of heaven breaking your bonds. I break the chain of anxiety. I break the chain of future fear. I break the chain of what if I repeat it until the vibrations of my voice shatter every link that holds you back. I break the chain. I break the chain. I break the chain. Every shadow that has been looming over your finances, your health, and your family is being chased away by the brilliance of my light. I am the God of the breakthrough, and no weapon formed against your future shall prosper. I am pulling you out of the what if and planting you firmly in the I am. You are protected. You are provided for. You are shielded by my very hand. The scenarios that kept you awake will never come to pass, because I have blocked the path of the devourer. I have gone before you to make the crooked places straight. Can you feel the shift in your chest? My child, that heavy iron-like pressure that has made your heart feel tight and your breathing shallow, watch as it begins to soften. It is melting away like wax before a flame. Feel the warmth of my love flowing into the spaces where worry used to sit. The constriction is gone. Your breath is coming deeper, now easier than it has in months. The weight is lifted. You're no longer bracing for a blow. You are relaxing into a blessing. The future is no longer a threat. It is an inheritance. Step into this new peace, for I have already secured everything you will ever need. Walk forward with your head held high, for the God of all peace is crushing the enemy under your feet. The chain is gone, and you are finally free to walk into the destiny I prepared. It is done, sealed. We have crossed the sacred threshold of the first 3 rounds, and already the atmosphere surrounding your soul has shifted into a higher frequency. Can you sense the lightness in the air? The thick, suffocating fog that once blinded your vision is thinning. The echoes of your past failures are losing their haunting power, and the heavy, rusted chains of what if are lying shattered at your feet. You are no longer the same person who began this encounter with me. A spiritual momentum has been ignited within your spirit, and the darkness that once felt like an immovable mountain is now being revealed as nothing more than a passing shadow. You have passed the initial test of endurance, and your faithfulness to stay in my presence is opening the ancient floodgates of heaven. We are halfway through this divine surgery of the soul, and the victory of your liberation is already being etched into the very fabric of your destiny. But before we descend into the deeper, more intimate chambers of your being, to extract the hidden roots of doubt, we must seal the grace that has already been released. Do not let these initial victories be stolen by the distractions of the world or the wandering of your mind. You must speak your authority into both the digital and spiritual realms right now to anchor these blessings. Type it with absolute conviction in the comments, "My eyes are on the Waymaker." Your words are not just characters on a screen. They are decrees of authority that bind the enemy and release the angels of provision into your immediate circumstances. As you type, press the like button once more with intentionality. This is your shield of agreement. By liking this message, you are allowing this beacon of divine light to reach others who are currently battling in the same silence you once knew, bringing them into this circle of deliverance. Your act of agreement creates a ripple effect of hope that the enemy cannot stop. Now, I invite you to take a decisive step of commitment to your new life and your upgraded identity. Subscribe to this channel and join this global family of believers. This is not merely about a subscription. It is about establishing your new rhythm, a daily cycle of protection, clarity, and peace. By joining this community of the chosen ones, you are telling the spirit realm that you no longer belong to the frequency of fear, but to the sovereign frequency of my voice. You are choosing to surround yourself with a wall of fire every single day. The work I have started in you is magnificent, and it requires a consistent environment of faith to reach its full maturity. Press that button as a sign that you are ready to walk this path of authority with me until every promise is fulfilled. We are now preparing to move from the external environment of your life into the internal systems of your very existence. The rounds that follow will be deeper, sharper, and more intense. For I am going to cleanse the biological records of fear from your cells and silence the voices of strangers that have lived in the corridors of your mind for decades. I am moving from the outer deliverance of your circumstances to the inner restoration of your identity. You have been strengthened in the first half to endure the transformation of the second. Brace yourself with joy, my beloved, for the most profound part of your metamorphosis is about to unfold. We are going beyond the surface, deep into the marrow and the spirit to ensure that no trace of the old doubt remains. The Waymaker is moving, and the path is becoming a highway of holiness. My precious child, we now descend into the very foundation of your physical existence, for I am the architect of your frame and the weaver of your DNA. I see how doubt has moved beyond your thoughts and has taken up residence in your very flesh. I've watched your nervous system stay locked in a state of high alert, your cells trembling with the inherited tremors of your ancestors' fears. You carry a biological record of every trauma, every rejection, and every no that has ever been spoken over your bloodline. This is somatic doubt, the fear that has become a reflex, the anxiety that is written into the marrow of your bones. You feel it as a sudden tightening in your gut or a coldness in your limbs, before a challenge even begins. But today, I am entering the laboratory of your life to perform a divine rewrite. I am going deeper than psychology. I am going into the chemistry and the electrical impulses of your being to reclaim my temple. I am reaching into the microscopic fibers of your genetic code to erase the sequences of not enough and never will be. Every strand of DNA that has been twisted by the lies of the enemy is being straightened by my hand right now. I am purging the stress hormones that have saturated your system, washing away the cortisol of chronic worry with the living water of my spirit. I see the weariness in your joints and the tension in your organs, and I am speaking, "Peace be still," to every cell. Your body is not a prison for fear. It is a tabernacle for my glory. I am resetting your internal clock and recalibrating your heart's rhythm to match the heartbeat of heaven. The records of failure that were stored in your nervous system are being overwritten by the records of my faithfulness. You are being biologically programmed for courage, and your very blood is being purified of the toxins of hesitation. Hear my decree as I command your physical form to respond to the voice of its creator. I cleanse your blood, I fortify your bones, I ignite your spirit. I am injecting the fire of my resilience into your muscles and the light of my wisdom into your brain. Every cell that has been dormant or suppressed by the weight of doubt is now waking up to the frequency of victory. I'm stripping away the generational armor that you no longer need, that heavy, rusted protection that only served to keep you small and hidden. I am clothing your cells in the light of my favor. You are not just being healed, you are being upgraded. Your body will no longer react with panic when I call you into the unknown. It will react with a holy hunger and an unwavering strength. The memory of being a victim is being dissolved, and the blueprint of a victor is being established in its place. I want you to pay close attention to your body in this exact second. Can you feel it? A subtle, warm electricity is beginning to spark and flow, starting from the base of your skull and running all the way down the length of your spine to the very tips of your toes. This is the current of my life force surging through you, clearing out the blockages and lighting up the dark corners of your nervous system. It feels like a gentle heat, a tingling sensation of awakening. Do not be afraid of this power. It is the same power that raised Christ from the dead, and it is now working within you to make you fireproof. The heaviness is being replaced by a vibrant energy. Your spirit is no longer dragging a tired body behind it. Your body is now being carried by the momentum of a revived spirit. The biological gate of doubt is closed, and the gate of divine strength is swung wide open. It is done, sealed. My beloved child, we now move into the 5th round of my holy fire, and I am turning my attention to the crowd of voices that has been living in the sanctuary of your mind. I see the invisible threads of social expectation that have been pulled tight around your throat, making it hard for you to speak your own truth. You have been carrying the weight of people you don't even like and the judgment of strangers who have no place in your future. Every critical comment, every mocking glance, and every "they said" has become a brick in a wall that separates you from your true self. You have lived as a performer for an audience that was never satisfied, trying to fit into boxes that were too small for the destiny I gave you. But today, I am walking into the theater of your life, and I am clearing the room. I am cutting the strings of the puppet master and reminding you that you were never meant to be controlled by the opinions of man. I've seen the way you shrink when you feel the eyes of the world upon you. I have watched you delete your dreams because they didn't get enough approval, and I've heard you apologize for the very gifts I planted in you to make you stand out. This social residue, this fear of man, is a snare that has kept you from walking in the authority I gave you. You were not created to be a carbon copy of someone else's expectations. You were created to be a unique expression of my glory. Today I'm dissolving the power of every negative word spoken over you in your childhood, in your workplace, or in the digital halls of judgment. I'm silencing the critics who whispered that you were too much or not enough. I'm the only one who holds the pen to your story, and I'm reclaiming the right to define who you are. You do not belong to the crowd. You belong to me. Hear my decree as I strike the spirit of people-pleasing at its root. I silence the critics. I mute the mockers. I amplify my voice within you until it is the only sound that matters. I am severing the tangled cords of toxic relationships and the suffocating demands of those who only love the version of you that serves them. I'm putting a holy mute button on the noise of the world. Right now, I'm releasing you from the need for validation from anyone but me. I'm replacing the cacophony of human opinion with the steady, unwavering frequency of my love. You are being set free to be authentic, to be bold, and to be exactly who I called you to be. The opinions of others are falling to the ground like dead leaves, and your own voice, the voice I gave you, is beginning to rise with a new clarity and a new strength. I want you to feel the silence that is descending upon the inner chambers of your soul. It is not an empty silence, but a sovereign one. The voices that used to scream your failures are now whispers that you can no longer hear. The faces of those who judged you are fading into insignificance. Can you feel the space opening up inside of you? This is the room I am making for my spirit to speak. I am turning up the volume of my whisper until it becomes a roar of confidence in your spirit. From this moment on, when you walk into a room, you will not wonder what they think of you. You will know what I think of you. You are my chosen, my masterpiece, my beloved. The stranger's voice has no power here. The door is shut against the noise, and my peace is the only guest in your heart. It is done, sealed. My precious one, we enter the 6th round of this holy fire, and I am turning my gaze toward the spirit of stagnation that has pinned your feet to the floor for too long. I've seen the way you wake up feeling as though you are wading through thick, heavy sand, trying to move forward, but finding yourself in the exact same spot at the end of every day. You have been trapped in a waiting room that was meant to be a transition, but the enemy has tried to turn it into a permanent residence. You feel frozen, unable to make a decision, paralyzed by the fear of making the wrong move. This spiritual stagnation is like a slow-moving fog that has settled over your ambitions and your dreams, making them feel distant and unreachable. But I am the Lord of the breakthrough, and I have come to shatter the ice that has encased your potential. I am declaring an end to the hold on your life. I speak now to the river of your destiny, that deep current of purpose I placed within you before you were ever born. I am the one who commands the oceans where to stop and the rivers where to run, to every blockage, to every demonic dam, and to every man-made wall that has been erected to stop your progress. I issue a divine decree. Get out of the way, I'm breaking the drought of your spirit. I command the river of your destiny. Flow, surge. Move with the authority of the heavens. I am crushing the obstacles that have frustrated you for years. Those problems that seemed like mountains are being ground into dust beneath my feet. I'm clearing the path, not just a little, but completely. Every legal right that stagnation had over your progress is being revoked right now. The waters are rising, and nothing can stop the flood of my favor in your life. Advance. 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 Do you hear the urgency in my voice? My child, there is no more room for delay. The season of not yet has officially transitioned into the season of now. I am the God who redeems the time, and I am supernaturally accelerating your journey. I am packing years of progress into weeks and months. Those who have been ahead of you will see you pass them not because of your strength, but because of my wind beneath your wings. I am crushing the spirit of procrastination that has stolen your focus. I am giving you a divine momentum that will carry you over hurdles you used to stumble upon. The wait is over. The doors are not just unlocked, they are being torn off their hinges. You are stepping into a suddenly season where one day will change the trajectory of the next 10 years. No more hesitation, no more looking back. The forward motion of my kingdom is within you. I want you to feel the physical evidence of this deliverance right now. Pay close attention to your feet and your legs. That sensation of being weighted down as if you were wearing lead boots, it is vanishing. A sudden lightness is flowing into your limbs. Your feet feel light, nimble, and ready to run. You feel a positive urge, a holy fire in your belly that is pushing you to get up, to move, and to act. This is not the frantic energy of the world. It is the purposeful drive of my spirit. You feel a quiet confidence that says, I can do this. The paralysis is gone. The heavy, stagnant air around you is being replaced by a fresh, invigorating breeze. You are no longer a spectator of your own life. You are the lead actor, and I am the director. Take that first step. Move with the flow. Your destiny is no longer on hold. It is in full motion. It is done, sealed. My beloved child, we have reached the pinnacle of this divine encounter, the 7th round of holy fire. The number of completion, perfection, and rest. I am now standing at the very horizon of your life, in the tomorrow that you have not yet seen, and I am declaring that the ground ahead of you is holy and secured. You have spent years looking at the future with a squint of fear, wondering if the other shoe would drop, or if the shadows of your past would catch up to you. But I am the God who inhabits eternity. I am already in your next year, I am already in your next decade, and I've already provided for every need you will encounter there. Today, I am sealing the gates of your tomorrow. I'm placing a divine hedge of protection around your future that no force of darkness can breach. You are moving from a season of surviving into a season of sovereign security. I issue a final decree over your journey. It is covered. I am the Alpha and the Omega, and I have gone before you to make the crooked places straight and the rough places smooth. Hear my voice as I speak to the principalities and powers that have tried to claim a stake in your future. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Every tongue that rises against you in judgment, I shall condemn. Every trap that has been set in the secret places of your tomorrow is being triggered and neutralized right now by the weight of my glory. I am fortifying your borders. I am sealing the doors of your household, your bank accounts, your health, and your legacy with the blood that speaks a better word. You are no longer a target. You are a territory under the direct protection of the King of Kings. You are untouchable, and your future is a fortress that I have built with my own hands. I seal the door, I fortify the borders, I secure the path. I repeat it until it is woven into the very fabric of your reality. You are untouchable. The enemy can send his best shot. The world can offer its greatest chaos, but because your house is built upon the rock, it will never be moved. I'm closing the chapter of vulnerability and opening the chapter of invincibility in my spirit. Every loophole where the devourer could enter is being welded shut by my holy fire. You do not need to look over your shoulder anymore. You do not need to walk with the spirit of wait and see. Walk with the spirit of it is finished. The victory for your tomorrow was won before you even woke up today. The path is cleared, the gates are guarded, and the provision is already waiting for your arrival. Now, my precious child, listen as the atmosphere changes once more. I am lowering the intensity of the fire and bringing you into a deep, supernatural stillness. The roar of the battle is fading into a holy silence. The heat of the transformation is settling into a cool, refreshing dew of my presence. Feel the peace drop, a heavy, beautiful blanket of serenity falling over your mind, your heart, and your home. There is no more striving, there is no more fighting. There is only the quiet confidence of a child who knows their father has everything under control. The gates are shut against the storm and you are safe inside the secret place of the Most High. Breathe in this absolute quiet. The work is done. The transition is complete. You are sealed in my love now and forevermore. It is done. Sealed. My beloved child, look back one last time at the shadows you have just emerged from. Do you see them differently? Now I'm performing a divine reversal in your life this very moment. What the enemy intended to use to lead you astray, I have reclaimed as the very soil for your greatest strength. The confusion, the isolation, and the silent tears were not signs of abandonment. They were the training ground for your new authority. You have been through the fire, and you have not been consumed. You have been made fireproof. The very wounds that once bled with doubt are now becoming the scars of a victor's scars that will serve as your credentials to lead others out of their own darkness. You are no longer just a survivor of the storm. You are the one who knows how to command the waves in my name. Your pain has been repurposed into power, and your testimony will become a lighthouse for the lost. I am giving you an identity upgrade this day. You must stop identifying as someone who is searching or struggling to find their way. In this moment, I am stripping away the label of the lost one, and I am tattooing the chosen one upon your spirit. You are no longer a seeker of the path. You are the one who walks hand in hand with the one who is the way. You do not have to find the road, for I am the road beneath your feet. You do not have to hunt for the light, for my glory lives within you. Walk with your head held high, for you carry the atmosphere of heaven wherever you go. You are a partner with the divine, an ambassador of the kingdom, and a bearer of my unshakable peace. The world will look at you and wonder where your confidence comes from, and you will simply point to the shepherd who never leaves your side. To ground this spiritual shift into your physical reality, I give you 4 steps of holy wisdom to follow over the next 24 hours. First, go and drink a glass of water, and as you do, visualize my living water flushing out the last residues of stress from your body. Second, I want you to write down just one single task, the very next step I've placed in your heart, and do it without hesitation. Third, disconnect from every source of negative news, social noise, and critical voices for the next day. Protect this new silence as if it were a precious jewel. And finally, before you close your eyes, tonight spend 5 minutes in holy silence, not asking for anything, but simply resting in the knowledge that I am your God, and I have already secured your victory. These steps are your act of stewardship over the miracle I have performed today. Now it is time to place the final seal upon this prophecy, so that no thief can steal the seeds I've planted in your soul. Do not leave this place without locking in your inheritance. Type this final seal in the comments. Right now, it is done. My future is guarded. Let these words be the final strike of the hammer that secures your breakthrough forever. And I invite you once more, join this family of light. Subscribe to this channel right now, for what I have started in you here is just the beginning. I will continue to speak, to guide, and to protect you every single day through this vessel. Walk in authority. My beloved, for you are now aligned with the heartbeat of the Father. This victory over doubt is now locked and sealed, but the journey of your elevation is far from over. While your spirit is now clear, the enemy often tries to linger in the corners of your life, where your provision and your resources reside. Do not allow the momentum to stop here. There is a specific move I am making to release the financial barriers that have sought to keep you in lack. I have prepared another message, a continuation of this deliverance focused specifically on protecting your financial advancement and opening the doors of supernatural supply. Don't leave. Your restoration is multidimensional. Move forward into the next video now and claim the prosperity that belongs to your new identity as my chosen heir. I'm waiting for you there.